Hello everyone and welcome to round 9 here at Iowa. James Ellison on the pole, Zachary Bilson P2, Cal Farrell P3, Edward Ziemba P4, and Tip Foster rounding out the top 5 here as we're ready to go racing. Green flag is out here at Iowa, and James Ellison didn't get the best start in the world, but he's still holding the lead. Bilson on the high side trying to keep up. The high side really isn't going to be that great tonight. Just like South Boston, it's probably a better chance you're going to be faster on the inside line than the outside. But here comes Cal Farrell under his teammate for second place already on lap 1. Coming to lap 2, James Ellison leads at Iowa. 3 wide in turn 4 between England, Foster, and Ziemba. It's getting really intense. Ziemba and Lockrow are working that high line to their advantage, even though it's not the best line around the track. And Ziemba gaining an advantage from the outside. That's the first pass all weekend from the high side. England trying to get under Ziemba. Foster still in the middle, 3 wide. Lockrow on the high side. Blake Warren following Lockrow. Blake Warren has really kicked it up a notch in this, I guess you can call it, second half of the season. But Blake has really kicked it up. He only had 1 top 10 in about 7 races. And at South Boston, he got a top 5. And here, he's on the outside of the top 5, lower half of the top 10. Same with Eric Rodriguez. He's really kicked it up a notch. And there's still 3 wide. It's Guerrera, Foster, and Lockrow. In turns 1 and 2, Guerrera gets out of it. Another 3 wide back here. This is just a never-ending shuffle of 3 wide racing so far. And Warren and Lockrow are making that high side work. I don't know how. I guess it might be the nighttime racing because they've only practiced in the daytime so far. But some great racing here at Iowa. James Ellison is leading, but Cal Farrell is right on his tail. Ellison has known that he hasn't had the best of luck in the best results as of lately, but he's willing to show everybody his worth here in the NAPA Pro Series, especially leading the opening 8 laps so far, holding off the points leader. And we've got a caution on the racetrack. Oh no, it's Guerrera. We were just talking about him. Oh man, let's go see what happened. Well, Guerrera, I mean, he was running perfectly fine, and something in the car just breaks. Blake Warren barely scrapes him, and then Sebastian Kukulon, unfortunately, takes off the rear quarter panel of Guerrera. And here you see Jacob Rose also involved in it, Bradley Dahmer Jr., Noah Wright, Nick Breeding barely escaping this wreck. Just an unfortunate turn of events for some of these guys. Kukulon is done for the day. Such an unfortunate turn of events for this 55. He's a really fast driver. This 55 team has really started to turn it around lately as well. Had a great qualifying effort here tonight, but unfortunately just got caught up in someone else's business. And these 3 cars look like they're done for the night. On board with Kukulon here. As you can see, he really has nowhere to go in this scenario. He's got Jimmy Jr. below him, and he just continues to get hit from behind. Just caught up in something he couldn't even escape from. Sebastian Kukulon really has proven that he is a good enough driver to be in the NAPA Pro Series, and hopefully he gets a ride somewhere next year. Because he's done a great job with this team. And we'll take you back to the green flag after this. The pace car is heading off here. James Ellison will lead us to another restart after the whole field came down for pit stops. Green flag's back in the air, and Ellison gets a great launch off of the restart. Cal Farrell was basically sleeping there. Samuel England up here. Of course, he's always up at the front. Zachary Bilson doing a great job for this red line team, which will not be competing anymore after this year, which is such a shame because they've had some of the best short track cars of the whole entire field. If you guys remember back to a couple weeks ago, at, I believe it was Pikes Peak. I don't remember which race it was, but both of the cars were in the top 2. And Jimmy Jr. did an excellent job at holding off Samuel England that race. Doug Lockrow down the inside of Tib Foster. Tib really hasn't had the best results lately, but so far tonight, he's really turning it around for this Diego Yepes team. For the Hydro Alliance, he's doing a great job. He's got a win this season. Excellent season for Tib. And James Ellison is pulling away so far. He had a great restart, and that team must have done some adjustments to that 5 card, because right now he's doing an excellent job pulling away from Cal Farrell, 6/10 ahead at Iowa. That is a really hard thing to do, especially in cars as even as this. Go back and look at the mid-pack. Randy Riggs Jr. running the top 10 right now. Both of the full throttle cars are doing great tonight. Here's Alexa Lutchen doing a good job here in the Air France Chevy. She's been pretty good, pretty on par with her teammate Ryan Reed, who in the past few weeks, he's done a great job. Right now, he's running about 15th. I don't know. Sometimes these guys have really good weeks, and sometimes these guys have really bad weeks. The 63 car has had a rotation of drivers in it, and not really intentionally. Some guys are just jumping in and out of this car. But Jake Rogers is in the car, I believe, for the rest of the season. Austin James here in the 00. Ryan Butcher for Onjado, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Doing a pretty good job right now. Daniel Voiles for Single Z. Ben Crouch here, P22. That team has been, the Joseph Srigley team has really been trying to step it up as of lately, but you know, you can really only do so much sometimes to get your cars up to the front. But Ben had a really good start to the season, so he's proven he's able to be up here. Griffin McDermott here. I can't pronounce the middle part of his name, so I don't want to get yelled at. Having a battle with Austin Murray. Ian Dutto way back here. This car's just missed it on the handling today. And he's battling with Bob Burns for P30 right now. So, yeah, veteran experience sometimes doesn't really help. Especially if he's not good at a track. I don't know if he's ever been to Iowa before, so this might be his first time. But just a really unfortunate run for the 77, but at least the 03 is running well. And wow, James Ellison is absolutely gone. He is in another county compared to these guys. But James Ellison does continue to lead here at Iowa. Battle for second place ensuing between the teammates Bilson and Cal Farrell. Bilson is not in this car full time. Him and Jimmy Jr. switch between the 65 and the 48 every couple weeks. But Bilson has passed the points leader, Cal Farrell. I just can only imagine if Bilson was in this car full time. Or Jimmy Jr. Jimmy Jr. did an excellent job in this car as well. It's a shame that the team's closing down, but sometimes, you know, good results don't really do justice for some of these guys. It takes a big paycheck to run these kind of series, especially in the Hardy Series and the NAPA Pro Series. But here's a battle for fourth place. Ziemba going down the inside of Samuel England. Ziemba has done a great job in the last couple of weeks, picking up a win at South Boston last week. It got delayed by a week due to weather, but Edward Ziemba really didn't mind that because he got his first win regardless, and he's doing a great job here tonight at Iowa, proving that he's going to belong in the Hardy's National Series next year because Rodriguez Racing picked him up. He's done an outstanding job in the few races that he's been for that team, and Ziemba is just looking to prove that he can be a Sony Cup Series driver one day. He's doing a great job for that new Flipside team. And England, I can't say enough about this guy. He's a special talent. I believe S3 and the Red Bull program picked him up for next year for the NAPA Truck Series. He's going to be making select starts in the Hardy Series as well. So congratulations to England. Blake Warren and Eric Rodriguez battling side by side. They are friends on and off the racetrack. So I imagine they'll be racing each other with a little bit more respect than some of these other guys give to each other. Doug Lockrow, he had a great showing out at Darlington in the Sony Cup Series race not too long ago, so he's doing a pretty good job here tonight, running P10. It's not that bad. And then Randy Riggs Jr., Eric Rodriguez's teammate, he's also doing a really good job in P11. Shout out to that Full Throttle team. They've really been the best Toyota team lately to be on the field, but the best driver tonight, James Ellison, man, he's absolutely destroying this field and that Stouffer Chevy. And I don't know what these guys found under that pit stop and made that adjustment for, but man, it sure did work, and he's absolutely demolishing this field. Bilson, the closest one to him, is almost 3 seconds behind him, so he is in a whole nother world. He's not even close to McDermott for lap traffic yet, I don't believe, so he's going to have a smooth sailing few laps. At least until around a pit stops when we'll see the lap cars a little bit more. But the strategy should be pretty interesting tonight because they have to make 2 stops. So this 5 team has to nail it on lap times and in pit road. Hopefully they can do that. I would love to see that 5 team win after the recent string of bad luck lately. Ziemba is right behind Cal Farrell on the racetrack. And Levi Pasco, he's been doing a really good job for this single Z team, bringing in some veteran experience. He had a chance to win at South Boston last week. And right now, he's running P6. And he's about to pass Tib Foster if he can get under him. But he's been trying for a few laps. I don't think he can. England is slipping back, but so far, this race has been completely dominated by James Ellison, man. Well, the first of the takers for green flag pit stops happens to be the leader, James Ellison, coming down pit road for service. Everyone else pretty much is staying out right now. In terms of the front runners, Tip Foster coming in, Cal Farrell coming in, Thomas Jericho is also in pit road. But Ziemba, Bilson, Pasco so far staying out. McDermott coming into the pits. All of these guys, Richardson, Joie, Murray, Springer, Hill, Voiles, all these guys are all coming into the pits. Jake Rogers, Eric Rodriguez, I think we already pointed him out coming to the pits. Same with Tib Foster and Farrell. But here comes Parker Nesson. I believe everyone else down into pit road. Yep, everyone else coming down. And Ellison is already making laps around the track. The undercut is probably going to work out for James Ellison, but you never know. Sometimes the overcut works more than the undercut. But let's see who he beats out of pit road. So far, he's got a massive gap over Cal Farrell, Tib Foster, Eric Rodriguez. All of these guys. What a great pit stop by the 80 and the 63 cars. I don't know if they're coming out in that position or what, but if they're coming out there, that means they're probably in like the top 5 or something. They gotta be, unless they're a lap down. But James Ellison completely destroying the field right now. And I mean, these guys really, I don't think they have a chance for him unless they pull off some kind of miracle strategy to pass him, or if somehow Ellison just falls off a cliff. But we'll see. It's happened before with Jimmy Jr. Samuel England just ran him down by like 5 seconds. Cal Farrell could do the same. He's proven he's good enough to in that 96, because he is indeed leading the points. I don't know if I can rub that in much more. Edward Ziemba right behind Zachary Bilson, looking for 3rd place. Levi Pasco in the top 5. Samuel England right outside of it. Tib Foster, P7. He got some side damage, but you never... I don't know what that's even from. That might be from the pit road wall or something. But he seems to be driving fine because he's holding off Eric Rodriguez here. Blake Warren, P9. Randy Riggs Jr., P10. Doug Lockborough, P11. Ryan Butcher and Jake Rogers, P12 and P13. Doing a great job with that strategy. Alexa Lutchen been running around 13th to 15th all night long. Pretty good run for her. Ben Crouch, P16. Jimmy Jr., P17. Jericho, 18th. Johnson, 19th for the Tommy Roberts team. He's doing a really good job. Daniel Voiles for the Single Z team. Not having the best night, but, you know, it happens in someone's, I guess you could call it their rookie season. Bob Burns, P21. Good run for that team. Carson Hill, P22. Ian Dutta, P23. At least he's passed a couple guys on the track, but still not the run that team is looking for at all. Kyle Springer, P24. Austin James was running P15. Now he's P25. They must have really messed up that pit stop. Breeding, P26. Not the result that team's looking for either. Austin Murray, not anywhere close to his teammate right now, P27. Xavier Richardson, P28, battling with Ryan Reed. Ryan Reed's team must have also messed up their pit stop. And Drew Jawal, P30. And Griffin McDermott is about to get lapped by James Ellison. And Ellison has put on a clinic for this field so far. Cal Farrell has also started to pull away from these guys. He's got about a 2.5 seconds, 2 second advantage to third place Edward Ziemba, as you can see on that little ticker up there. But yeah, Ellison getting down the inside. McDermott, I think McDermott's going to let him go here because he knows that Ellison obviously has the faster car. McDermott's been doing a really good job in the Hardy series. He's helping this team as much as he possibly can. A shout out to Griffin. He's been really involved in the garage area recently. And he's just showing that he can be eligible for a top ride. You know, this run may not show everything. He's got hood damage, so that's probably why he's so off pace. But he is doing an excellent job helping a smaller team in the NAPA series and the Hardy's National Series. That could be a big help to some of these big teams. So shout out to this 13 car back here of Griffin McDermott. But also another shout out to James Ellison as well. I've been shouting him out all night here, but he deserves it so much. He's been doing just an outstanding job. I don't know how many times I've said that. You could probably make a drinking game out of that, but he is just showing everybody why he's got a 4-second lead and why he deserves a ride in one of these 3 series here for 2020. I don't know if he's sure of his plans for next year. Hopefully he is. But man, if he's not sure, this is really showing everybody that he needs to be somewhere. All these team owners are looking out in the NAPA Pro Series and NAPA Truck Series next year for future scouts for their teams. And James Ellison really is sticking his neck out there. Same with pretty much all of the top 5. Speaking of the top 5, Levi Pasco. Very unexpected run tonight, but he's still doing a great job regardless. This Single Z team is ran by Zayden Davidson. And Zayden's doing a really good job managing this team so far. Putting Levi in this car was a genius move, because experience over everything. Same with the Diego Yepes guys, putting Ian Dutta in their 77. And for the Flying Aces guys, for putting Doug Lockrow back here in the 24. He deserves a shot. But Levi Pasco doing a great job for this team right now. I was talking about the leaders and some of the mid-pack when this happened, but a few laps ago, Eric Rodriguez blows up running inside the top 10. That's an unfortunate break for him, man. He was having a great run, but it's a good thing for these Joseph Sprigley cars, the 80, the 38, and the 40, because they have a chance of getting in the top 10. It sucks when someone else's demise turns into someone else's fortune, but sometimes that's just how it is in racing. But Eric Rodriguez out of the race, unfortunately, having such a great run. But hopefully his teammate Randy Riggs Jr. can keep that full throttle team in the top 10, or at least just come home with a great result. Just an unfortunate ending for Eric Rodriguez tonight. Ziemba and Samuel England have as well as Pasco actually, I didn't even see him back there, have absolutely minimized that 1.5, 2 second gap that Cal Farrell had for safety. He must have washed off his tires while these guys might have been saving him. But Cal Farrell looking to be in danger of his second place. The one guy who's really not looking to be in danger of any spot being lost right now is James Ellison. But we do have green flag pit stops coming up. I'm not sure when, but these guys cannot make the full rest of the race on fuel. So it's all a game of smarts from here on out. Who's saving fuel? Who's saving tires? Who is going to come in the earliest? Who is going to get the most track position? And who might take 2 tires? Because that is a factor here tonight. Tires really aren't, you know, getting worn out. It's the fuel that's being burnt off. So some of these guys might come in and take 2 tires, or they might just come in and take 4 and get all that fresh rubber and blow by some of these guys, because 4 tires is still 4 tires. And you're still going to blow by the field if you got 4 tires versus 2 tires. It's just track position really matters here, because even the leader, James Ellison, can barely pass these lap cars who are much slower than him. So that is proving track position and where you place your car really does matter if you have a fast car and you're on a little bit older tires. But I don't really know if this 5 team has anything to worry about besides maybe these guys catching back up to him. But that might be because he's inside some lap traffic. But regardless, so Jimmy Jr. almost lost his race, was lap traffic. So, and Samuel England is definitely no stranger to catching up the guys with large gaps in front of him. But man, Cal Farrell is really holding off these 2 so far. You can definitely tell he's burnt his tires off because he's just not getting the same entrance and drive off as these other guys. Griffin McDermott up here. It's been a pretty good lap car for James Ellison. Hopefully he's the same for these guys. They might have to pit in a few laps, so we might not let them by. But you never know. Samuel England trying to go down the inside of Ziemba right now. This is going to open the door for Levi Pasco. Sorry about that camera switch, but this is going to open the door for Levi Pasco as well if he gets down there. A little bit back here, Zachary Bilson and Blake Warren are side by side as well. Just wanted to point that out. But England takes away the 94. He actually might use this 13 car as a pick to put Ziemba behind him. Yes, he does. And wow, that was a pretty smart move at the 56. But now he's just got to get by the 96 in front of him. And they are running down this 5 car, man. He was in this 3 car pack, and he could not get out of it. So, man, this just closed up the gap for some of these guys. This is going to be perfect for their strategies. If one of them just undercuts this 5 car, they could take the lead of this race. It all just depends on how pit stops go and how the strategy plays out, because we have no idea what's going to happen here. They're about in the window to pit. So, and there he goes. There goes James Ellison. He's going to be the first taker in pit road again. Hopefully he gets a good pit stop. We don't know what his strategy is going to be. Is he going to take 2 tires? Is he going to take 4 tires? Is he going to take fuel only? That is also an option. I believe Jacob Rose, his pit sign was down because he's out. I don't know. I thought he was about to pit, but I just remember he's out of the race. James Ellison, though, parking it in his pit stall. So far, taking right sides only right now. And he's going to take 2 tires. Let's see what the rest of these guys are going to do. Cal Farrell coming down pit road, as well as Drew Jawala up there. Cal Farrell, McDermott's coming down pit road. Jake Rogers is coming down pit road. That could help them with the undercut. Try to get back to Farrell here. He's second place, so it's crucial for his pit stop. Daniel Voiles takes fuel only on his pit stop. That's what I was talking about. These differing strategies, man. You never know what some of these guys are going to do. And let's see what Cal Farrell does for his pit stop. We're going to be bringing you nonstop action for these last 6 laps. Last 5 laps now at Iowa. And Cal Farrell takes fuel only. That's going to be a big advantage over the 5 car James Ellison. He might actually just take the lead for that. I imagine most of the leaders are coming down pit road right now. Edward Ziemba and Randy Riggs might be some of the last guys to come down pit road. That's a little bit risky. There's Riggs and Lockrow down there. Here's Ellison. And there's Cal Farrell up here trying to get to him. Here he is. He is way ahead of James Ellison. Ellison's all the way back in turn 2 while Oh my God, he's all the way back in turn 2 while Farrell was on the backstretch. That's a big lead, and look at this! Levi Pasco has taken the lead from Cal Farrell. This looked like it might have been an easy win for Farrell, but these guys played and rolled the dice and somehow have gotten the lead from Cal Farrell. Samuel England is third as of right now, I believe. Edward Ziemba P4, Blake Warren P5, I believe. James Ellison all the way back in P6, but he's got those 2 tires. I don't think anyone took 4 tires that time around. But Levi Pasco leading with just 3 laps to go, coming to 2 laps to go. His tires must be worn out. They must have taken not even a half a can of fuel to get out in front of Cal Farrell. But Farrell is catching up to him. Farrell was way faster than Pasco earlier. So this could be a really exciting finish with just 2 laps to go on the backstretch. Levi Pasco, the veteran. Compared to some of these guys, at least he is a veteran. And man, Cal Farrell is right on his rear bumper, coming to the white flag. The Woolworths Ford Mustang leading into turn 1, but Cal Farrell is all over his rear bumper. This is getting real intense, but I think Pasco might just have it. Levi Pasco, coming out of turn 4, is about to be a winner in the NAPA Pro Series at Iowa. What a race. What a finish, man. There was so much strategy. I didn't even know what was going on. Levi Pasco's going to take it down into pit road. He's going to do his burnouts in a little bit, but they got to check that car for inspection first. Richardson going to take another lap to finish the race, but what a drive by Levi Pasco. And what a strategy call by that 92 team in general. And a heartbreak for what seems like a good day for the 5 car. And it's going to end in a 6th place finish for this team. They did everything they could tonight, but unfortunately just come up short. Started on the pole, led every lap except the last, I believe, 7 to 6 laps. That's heartbreak for that team, but he did such a good job. That should warrant any ride that he wants next year. And with that, sometimes the racing gods play into other people's favor, and Levi Pasco was favored by the racing gods here tonight. And what a finish. Cal Farrell, the points leader, having another great run tonight in 2nd, Samuel England 3rd, Edward Ziemba P4, and Blake Warren rounding out the top 5. We have some impressive performances from Jake Rogers in P9, Parker Ness P12, Ben Crouch P14 with a good run after a bad stretch of races, Ryan Butcher P17. But man, what a race. I don't even know how I can contain my emotions after that. But what I do know how to do is sign off until the next race. I'll see you guys at round 10 of the NAPA Pro Series.